What's going on, guys? It's Garrett with Lift Bearded, and today we're going to talk about beards in the medical profession. So, to answer this question that a friend of mine asked, and that was beards in the healthcare community, how are they viewed? And in my experience, it's different for the area you're in. My girlfriend is currently a nurse, and she works with doctors with beards, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't. They're good doctors, and that doesn't affect their work. In my experience right now, I am still in the application stage. Like, I am applying for schools. I'm still applying for physical therapy schools. And so I have to look at it a little bit differently. And the same could be said for the doctors there, too. When you're thinking about it, when you're in the application stage and when you're in the interview stage, you don't want to let a beard not get you that position. And I know we may think, well, if they don't like my beard, I don't want that position. Well, that's not necessarily the case. It might not be that. Their handbook, you need to check kind of with the handbooks, and you need to kind of check with the directors of the program and see what they think about beards and what they constitute as a beard. Because what I did before one of the interviews I had in January is I looked in the handbook and I saw that beards were acceptable. Of course, you don't really know what they constitute as a beard. Does that mean a month growth? Does that mean some scruff? Does that mean a beard like this? What does that exactly mean? So if you are determined to keep your beard, you should kind of talk with, like I said, the directors of the program, or maybe someone in the program currently, or things like that, and kind of get an idea of what to do. Well, personally, what I decided to do was I decided to trim it. Firstly, I was like, I'm gonna trim it, and I'm gonna go with that. So I trimmed it down significantly. I guess it was still a full beard, but I trimmed it down. And I was talking with my girlfriend, and she said, I still think that you shouldn't chance this and that you should go ahead and take it down. I said, okay. So that's what I did. And because I agree with her, she's right. It's something that I wanted, and it's something that I've always wanted. So I didn't think that a beard should hinder me, because I felt like once I got there, I could grow it back out. My beard grows fast enough that I could just grow it back out. Don't let it not get that position to begin with. So I went ahead and trimmed it back, and it actually helped with the interview, because at first when I was juggling shave it, trim it, what do I do, that was giving me a little bit of anxiety, because that's something I knew I was going to worry about in the interview. Like, if they liked the interview or something, or if they didn't, I'm worrying about, is it my beard? What is it? Are they looking at my beard? And and I know that we think in the bearded community it shouldn't matter, because I've seen physical therapists with beards who are awesome, great therapists. Some of my favorite that I've worked with, and I've seen some that are not great and they don't have beards. I mean, so that doesn't mean you do a good job or you don't do a good job. It's the same with tattoos. They're looked at negatively. I've seen some really great doctors with tattoos. I've seen some really bad doctors without tattoos. And that's the same with the beard. But like I said, you don't want to let that dictate whether you get that or not, because most of the time, after you get into school or get into the job, then you can grow it. You can grow it, and it won't be a big deal. I do think what is still could be a big deal, and you might get in trouble for, is if you don't keep a more of a groomed beard. You're not going to want to let it just grow all wild and such like that. You want to kind of groom it. You want to, whether if that means for you trimming it down the sides, or shaping your lines, or trimming your mustache, whatever that means for you, you do want to keep it groomed, because if you're going to try to keep your beard, you don't want to have any problems with them. Try to keep it well groomed, and you can do that with products. To keep your beard from looking messy, you have beard oil, you have beard balm, you have beard butters now, which are really popular. They blew up overnight. And of course, you have conditioners to help it be softer and lay better. I mean, you have so many things that you can do with your beard. So if you're wanting to keep it, use products like that. And like I said, most importantly, you just want to think what is going to make you happy. And if it's going to make you happy to keep the beard, just no matter what, and you don't care what they say, then hey, do it. But if that could be a difference maker for you. It could potentially mean that you don't get in, and I would hate to see that happen. And for me, it wasn't worth it. I thought, because as you see, like I said, my beard, I shaved it completely off. I think, like I said, it was a 2 guard in January, and here it is now. So it wasn't worth not doing that. I felt that it would grow back quick, and I mean, it's a sad time when you do it. I mean, you you kind of get attached to it. You know, the work you put into it with the, like I said, with the products. It's unfortunate, but it wasn't going to be something that I was going to let dictate what happened to me and not. And to leave you in a closing, I'll give you another example. I have an interview coming up with a physical therapy clinic. I'm applying for a tech position right now while I'm waiting on getting into physical therapy school. And, you know, he liked my resume. He said everything looked good, and they're going to schedule me for an interview. And so I wanted to make sure, because we're talking about trimming the beards. I was like, I really didn't want to do that. So I checked with him. I was like, okay, I have a pretty significant beard. I said it's off of my face and it's pretty long. And he said that that's okay. That doesn't matter to them. So talk with the people, and they'll kind of let you know what to expect. And that's really all I got with that, guys. I would say just do, like I said, what makes you happy, and figure that out, what that is for you. And if you're wanting to do something in the medical field, don't let a beard sway you one way or the other. Don't let it affect you getting there. And don't think if you have one that it makes you, like I said, any less of a good doctor or good therapist. In my case, it doesn't. So that's all I got, guys. And anyways, have a good night, and remember to lift bearded. See ya.